Hey guys, so this is just going to be a kind of casual video. I was at FMC USA today, and I wanted to talk about my solves, but first, here are some highlights from the competition. If you want, I'm going to be posting a full vlog from the competition on my vlog channel later this week.
Ethan, how do you do FMC?
I don't. I'm just terrible.
How do you do FMC?
You could have just done it.
But then
So I came in 5th place overall in the whole competition, 1st place at the venue in Pasadena, so that's pretty good, I guess. My first solve was okay, I got a 30. It was actually a kind of interesting solve. I did a 15-move skeleton to having 6 corners unsolved, and then I did some insertions to solve those corners earlier in the solve, and I didn't optimally insert everything, so I only got a 30. Optimal would have given me a 27, but I was okay with it because it was a pretty difficult insertion. I didn't have a ton of time. My comments on that solve is that it's always good to go for something fun. So in that solve, I believe I also had a skeleton that was like 25 moves to 3 corners left, which could give you a 30 or better, but it usually won't. And also, trying to do a 6-corner insertion with 3 commutators is just so much more fun. So if you're gonna do FMC and you wanna learn from me, I say go for the harder stuff that's more fun. Is it better? Sometimes, not always, but it's definitely more fun. Solve 2. We don't talk about Solve 2. Okay, fine, I'll talk about Solve 2. I got a 38 on it, okay? I just didn't like the scramble. I could only find one way to start with edge orientation that I liked, and that one way didn't really lead to anything good, and I just spent like a really long time kind of floundering with stuff. After I spent about 30 minutes floundering with that, I decided to go all the way back to that original EO I had, change one move in it, and basically start from scratch. So I did that, and then there's actually a good lesson to learn from this solve. I had about 15 minutes left, and I found a 22-move skeleton to 4 corners. Now, that's not good for me, but it should produce about a 32-move, 31-move solve. So I was pretty happy to have that. I went back, tried to set it up, but then I wrote something down wrong, and it took me another 5 minutes or so to figure out what it was, so I only had 10 minutes left, and by that point, I was kind of panicking trying to figure everything out. So what I would say is that in FMC, do not panic. No matter what, just take your time, slow down. Even if you don't get through everything, it's better than getting through everything but doing it all really badly. By that I mean you should finish your solve, of course, so get through that part of the solve, but you don't have to optimize everything if you don't have enough time. Since I was rushing so much, I actually didn't manage to cancel any moves on my insertions, whereas normally you expect to cancel like 6, 7, maybe even 8 moves with a 4-corner insertion, so you know, don't panic, Andrew. I kind of redeemed myself on the last solve where I found a really cool solution. It also ended up being a solution to 4 corners at the end, except this one, I did pretty well and I managed to cancel 6 moves. Optimal would have been canceling 7, but I didn't have time for that. That solve was a 29. So, overall, if I were to review, I got a 30, a 38, and a 29, giving me a 32.33 mean, which is pretty bad for me. I would expect sub 30 most of the time. But I'm happy with it because it gave me 5th place, so, you know, good enough, whatever. That's about all from this video. I just thought you guys might be interested to hear about that competition. I wanted to talk about it because it's one of my favorite competitions. I just love doing FMC. So, yeah, cool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Friday.